So basically, this is how my OBS is set up. So as you can see, right here is my camera. So basically, if we go to scene collection, I have 3 different scenes because of I actually was trying to automate this work because I have a 6-button stream deck and I need it record and also 3 different scenes, and I didn't want to have everything come in like one OBS scene, like in like one collection where it would spend a lot of time like switching back and forth. So I just wanted one scene for recording unboxings and one scene for recording gameplay and one scene recording from gameplay for my capture card. And so basically, the scene you're on now is my cam scene, which is for unboxing and stuff like that. And so that's my middle scene on my stream deck, and then the other scene, which is the next scene next to it on the right, which I'll show you right here, is my Yu-Gi-Oh scene. And so when I press that, it does some stuff. And then also the next one before that, to the right, to left, the Yu-Gi-Oh's to the right. The Switch is to the left. That's basically, I play Switch games on here, and so basically the only time this screen will be open is if I'm playing Switch games because of I'm not capturing the display. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So basically I have the stream deck in my rack on like a rack shelf next to the Switch, which is right here. And so I can just press a button and it's off the desk, and so I can basically have more room right here. And so if I need to put the camera down, I can go like this and have more of an unboxing scene. But normally I have it right here. And so, sorry about that, I just messed it up. So basically, let me explain. So when so basically I'm not gonna close OBS because I'm just gonna explain. So basically, when I press this button right here, which you see right here, where my mouse is at, the switch. So basically, if OBS is closed, well, OBS will be closed because it closes automatically each time I do this. So when I press this button on the stream deck, it basically will. I'll just show you. I'm not gonna actually show you, but basically, so basically, when I press the button, OBS opens, and once it opens, it will do a 2-second delay, and then it will go to OBS Studio Scene Collection, which it should show it, but there you go. It takes a little bit of time. So when it will basically it will basically go here and switch to the switch, which is the scene. That's my capture card, and then it'll wait 2 seconds right here, and then it'll start recording. And inside of the OBS scene collection for the Switch, it would be this camera that's seeing on, not full screen, but in the corner, and then the capture card audio, and then a capture card inside of the group folder, so it looks clean. And then after it starts recording, the multi-action switches to number 2, which is an inverted image of the Switch, so I can basically tell the differences, showing that it's off, and then it'll basically, showing that it can be pressed off, and then when I press it, it will stop recording. Then it would, so depending on how long you're recording a video for, so if you're recording it for super long periods of time, then I recommend putting it longer, but I record maybe about 30 minutes to 40 minutes of gameplay, and yeah, that usually takes 2 minutes to 3 minutes to run around, depending on what what it is. So basically, so normally when I'm just recording Switch gameplay, it's usually like 30 minutes, and that usually takes around 2 minutes to export to export. Sometimes it's 40 minutes, 4 minutes of gameplay to an hour, which is still 30, which is about 2 minutes to export, depending based on the bit rate I use. So then after that, it waits for me specifically. You can change this to however long you want. So if you only like record around 10 minutes of gameplay, depending on your bit rate. It depends on what. So I'm recording on this Mac right here, which is a older Mac. It basically it does 1000 bit rate fine without getting CPU overload, and this is without having Firefox. This is with Firefox closed. And with Firefox open, I end up running into CPU overload at 1500 to 2500. So I put it to 1000 bit rate, which is still perfectly fine quality since it's only at 1080p. And then after that, after the 120,000 millisecond, it then will close. It will open the file OBS quit, which is a software made with Automator. Well, it's just a Automator script that will close open applications, but it just closes. I have it specifically selected for OBS, so OBS will actually close. And so, since I have OBS open in the background, oops, that was my bad. Since I have OBS open in the background, running over here in the taskbar right here, I can see when it records, and I could honestly put a pause in here if I wanted to, but I didn't want to because I really don't actually pause when I actually recording video, and if I do, I basically just would edit it out. But basically, since this machine is only meant for gameplay recording, not like other video, the other computer is mainly meant for Automator stuff, but this one can do some Automator stuff. It's just for the basic. Don't want to have to deal with a microphone or deal with a other setup stuff that I have back there. So back there is just meant for voice chat calls and also gaming still, but this one is mainly aimed at gaming, not really all around stuff. And back there is also meant for unboxing too and green screen stuff. This one I may put a green screen eventually, but not needed in here. And also, I don't have the specific lighting in here for that because I took the lighting and put it back there. If I get a another what's that thing called, Elgato key light error, then I'll put it in here and maybe put a green screen in here. But yeah, so basically after that, that's what that one does. And so now going back to the camera, which is if we click on this one will open up OBS, and then it will do a 2-second delay. Then it will switch to the scene collection unbox, which is this scene right here that you're seeing right now. And then it'll do a 2-millisecond delay, and then start recording. And then it will switch to here, which is a inverted color of the camera. And then when I press it, it will stop recording. 1,200 millisecond. 120,000 millisecond delay, which is 2 minutes, and then it will close OBS, and then basically OBS will close, and it will boot in the background like always. The only difference is with the Switch one, I have to turn on the display like you actually saw before when I turn on the camera, because of it is it is needed to like play the game on the screen. But and when doing an unboxing, I can basically just have it right here, which is perfectly fine. Or I can just aim the camera down if I need a flat surface. But normally I can just have it right here. And then for the last one, which is Yu-Gi-Oh! So since I stopped playing the actual physical card game because of cards were just getting too expensive for me for the amount I was actually playing. I was spending more extra money than I was having fun, but basically I was just spending too much my money on cards, and basically the pendulum thing kind of ruined the game for me. But I've been getting back into the game recently, not with physical cards because of money's been going other places. But basically, with actually this one, it will open up YGO Pro, and I don't want to use these like Master Duels or Duel Links, or the other one, which is I forgot what it's called. It's the other free one that replaced Dueling Hour. But basically, this is something that's really cool because you can play AI if you just want to play like the actual game and not play actual people online. But you can, which is YGO Pro 2. So what this one will do is open YGO Pro 2 first. Then there will be a 2 millisecond delay while this opens, and then I basically can click log into my account, and then after that it will open OBS, 2 millisecond delay, and the 2,000 millisecond delay, and after that on here it will switch to YGO Pro. To like the Yu-Gi-Oh scene or the Yu-Gi-Oh collection, and from actually there it'll start recording, and then after that it goes to here, which is an inverted Yu-Gi-Oh picture, and then after that, if I pressed it, it will stop recording. Then it'll do a 220,000 millisecond delay, and then to allow it to export, then it will quit OBS. Then it will quit YGO Pro 2 and go back to like desktop. I'll show you what each one of them does, and well, actually, I don't know. Let's see. I'll do it. So basically, just going back to here, but you'll see. I guess I can do it. I'm not sure. Yeah. So I'll just show you these. So basically, this, as you see, you're on the unboxing camera scene, but this is a Switch scene, which is my capture card and the camera in the corner. And then if you look down here, it's Cam, Roland, and also Switch. And then if we go to here, Yu-Gi-Oh, it's just a desktop display capture with the it's just a desktop display capture with the desktop audio, which is my which is a software I'm running, which is called Loopback. And Loopback is basically just making desktop audio just for this. It's the only thing that's using desktop audio on here. And then when I'm actually playing, I'm not going to be having I'm not going to have a microphone on here because of it's just would actually feedback and my microphone. I freaking messed up. There we go. So I actually have the no microphone here just because of I'm not recording that audio. I rather because when I'm playing, I prefer to hear the game audio from my actual speakers or from there. But if I actually ever hook up a nice pair of headphones here, which I might eventually, it would basically run from the headphone jack. I have some behind me, but the headphone jack would actually run from the back of the computer to here, and maybe to a headphone stand right around the side, so I can have my headphones hanging there just for that. And that is what this whole thing does. And going to the next part, which is how I control how I get the video files on my Stream Deck. I have a which just says OBS recording. When I press it, it opens up the OBS folder with all my recordings in there. The next thing, which looks like a little headphone. This one is actually interesting because of, let me explain this one. I'll also basically tell you how to make this one too. So with this one, the little headphone adapter. So I wanted to basically use because I'm using a 60% keyboard, and the problem is with 60% you have to use you have to use a whole bunch of key combinations in order to get certain specific things. And normally when you press Fn and plus F10 on the keyboard, you would usually get volume F10, 11, and 12. You get a volume control. That's with if you have an Apple keyboard, that's the one that would basically handle the volume on like a regular newer Apple keyboard. On an old Apple keyboard, they have physical buttons to the right. And so since I didn't want to use an Apple keyboard for that, just for that, because I already had this keyboard, and just for volume control. So I thought I could use a Stream Deck to turn the bottom three buttons. I was going to turn these bottom three buttons into volume up, down, and mute. And but the problem was it basically did the key combination for the Stream Deck and didn't work. So this is the keyboard, but basically it just didn't work. And so I went in Automator and made this. So when I click this is just folder. It's high, medium, low, quiet, and mute. So when I press the mute button, it mutes all audio it mutes the actual headphone or speaker output to turn off the volume. And then instead of having a mute button, another unmute button, you can just press either a quiet, low, medium, or high, and it'll turn up the volume. High will put the volume at max. Medium will put the volume down one notch, and low will put the volume down closer to the bottom in the middle. and then quiet would basically put it one notch down below there's no audio, and mute is just there for mute. And so let me just show you. Just put the keyboard here and the mouse here. So if I click this one, should work. There you go. And now we push this one here, which I press quiet. Now that's high, and now high back to normal. So instead of messing with actually this whole exact thing, I just did a global control. And also, let's just say I set the let's just say I set the speaker to this one, which is my monitor. I hope nothing goes wrong here, but there's that. That one's not controllable because it's HDMI, but anything that plugs into the computer or hooks up through loopback would basically be able to output sound to here. And since it's controllable by global audio, you should be able to just control it with the Stream Deck and this command that I'll show you. So basically, first you need to open up Automator and then create new applications. You could even do a workflow. I'm just use applications because I want to add it to Stream Deck easier. So after that, you type in volume. And you can combine this with actually other stuff too, because of the Stream Deck is really handy. So basically, drag and drop this. So this is what it looks like. So with this, depending on how big of a Stream Deck you have, or however many folders you want to have. So if you have a 15 button Stream Deck, you could have 15 of these per actual folder. And you can have another folder in there and have another. So basically, there's 15. If you have 15 button Stream Deck, and you have a folder that leads you with 13 buttons, then you can basically put another folder there, which will give you 12, and then the other one will give you 12, and the other one will give you 11 if you decide to put more in there, so you can nest more in there. So, but basically, and you can basically, for example, have basically the volume down and the system volume up, or this one, if you want to mute like your microphone, like the C920 or something, you can have that to mute. And then just by turning this down, you could have it mute, and then press save as, and then run it as an automated script, and just have it like that. And then you can basically, or you can just press mute, and it'll mute everything globally. And then there's options, which means you can ignore some of the stuff. Results, you can basically want to run workflow results and stuff. And all of this stuff has a lot of stuff built in Automator, so you can just try different stuff and do combinations and stuff. And if you want more videos about Automator, I can do different stuff about it if you want some more ideas. So after that, so oopsies. Well, slow. So the reason I don't do Automator stuff on this computer is because it's a little laggy. Because if you look, my hand is going up, down. There's a little bit of lag because of trying to run OBS and also QuickTime and also the Stream Deck software is kind of hard on the computer. But basically, I don't normally run a QuickTime because QuickTime, I just use OBS, but I needed to record OBS, and I didn't feel like running a separate instance of OBS on this system because that would basically bog it down harder than it actually already is. Not because of I can't do it, it's because of this machine actually is kind of being pushed because of this machine is a quad core. It's a quad core Intel i5. It has 4 gigs of RAM and a 500 gigabyte SSD and 500 gigabyte hard drive. And this is the 1.4 gigahertz model, not the fancy i7 that has 3 gigahertz. So it's a little bit slow. So it's more comes along down to the line of it's basically pushing a lot, and also Monterey on this system isn't really well optimized. Big Sur was running a little bit actually better, but High Sierra runs the not High Sierra. Oh, what's that software called? Catalina runs the best on this system without the need. And you could get more out of the hardware, but I'm running Monterey on my main system, and this system's only getting replaced once I actually get an actual another M1 to replace it with. So, or get a Mac Studio and replace my M1 Mac Mini with this Mac Studio, and then put the Mac Mini M1 into the rack that's gonna be here. So I might just get another M1 Mac Mini, but this one actually is fine for like what it does. It's not really bothering me. Yeah, the lag is kind of noticeable. If you would have never known if I didn't actually tell you, unless you were looking at my lips. But yeah, so. And then I made some custom made icons just for this specific Stream Deck because I actually would prefer to have it working like that. So let me just show you what I mean. So if you were paying attention to actually that one, I'll do the Stream Deck one. I'll do the webcam one. Let's see. The webcam one, because if you look at it, it's because of, if you look, OBS just opened, as you can see right here. And it is running on the Stream Deck. And then if I push it again, so yeah, so basically just let me know if you want some more Stream Deck applications. I mean, because I have so many more ideas, and I was actually planning on either getting a second Stream. I was planning on either getting a Stream Deck XL for here and just not and retiring the mini, but best I'm thinking of just keeping the mini in there just for this specific task and just using the Stream Deck XL for actually testing, because I might get another Stream Deck XL just for either a spare. Well, I'm gonna get a couple. So one for spare, couple for spare, one for here, another one for the back. So I need more. But if you're looking so actually far, it's the OBS is still open, and It is running the multi-action right now because it takes 2 minutes. This feels like the longest 2 minutes ever. And you should see the icon basically showing that it just closed. It's closing soon. And there you go. It didn't. It's as you saw. It closed. So now, um, we go. I open the folder. And then that's what it looks like. So I hope you like it. Thanks for watching.